promote this anywhere or expect to do that today, but basically some things came in the mail, and rather than doing a full-on upload, I'm doing a live stream, and hopefully it'll be fun. You know, hopefully it will be a wonderful time. And there are some really, really legendary finds in this video. I was not expecting to get half of them in terms of, well, I just uploaded that video of, you know, the top 10 figures I'm looking for in 2022. And, you know, so that was like a whole thing. And then in this mail haul, I've already got at least one of the figures that I was looking for in 2022. So yeah, it's pretty exciting. Hey, Golden Pro. Yeah, we're just starting, so you're not late or anything. This is very much a, I don't know. It's unexpected. I was not expecting to do this today, but hopefully it will go well. And I don't remember what live stream we did this in, but I had this thing from one of the live streams, or yeah, it was an unboxing live stream. I got this in a haul, and I decided to bring it back just for comedic relief. Yeah, that's going to be a thing. We're just going to set him off to the side, and maybe at some point we'll just... Yeah, this is terrible. This is actually probably one of the worst promotional items I've ever seen. Plus, yeah, Chewbacca looks like he's just... he's been to Nam. It's horrifying. But he's going to be... I'm going to try and remember to bring him to every live stream that I do. Just for fun. Just for funsies. So there we go. Hey, Emerald, how's it going? Thanks for joining in. So, yeah, we're just gonna dig right into it. Here's the first box, and yeah, this was shipped to me very poorly. I don't blame the person for shipping this way. I know it happens, but there was no packaging material. It was all just like that in a box, and it almost didn't get to me because they didn't put my name on the box. They put the address, and they forgot my they forgot certain elements of my address, and so I had to go in and like say, oh yeah, I'm expecting a box of Star Wars action figures to the post office people, and then they're like, oh yeah, that box, that's yours. So yeah, we got some bases here. I'm just gonna set it off to the side. We got like a bunch of bases. We also got this guy, the Shadow Scout Trooper. I believe he came in a comic pack, if I'm not mistaken. I know there was a, not a single carded, but there was one that came with a speeder bike. And yeah, this is the one that came from the comic pack. Super stoked to have this because something about Shadow Troopers, they're just like the coolest. You know, they're the coolest looking design. It's very... I don't know. It's cool. There's something about it. Just sleek, glossy black armor with that chrome visor. It looks amazing. So we got him. Not only did we get him, we got Captain Rex. Yeah, the worst Captain Rex, I know. But I wanted to have him just because this, you know. And yeah, you know, you could like take that off and I could use this on another figure. So... he's more for fodder and custom parts. I do not like this mold. It's a terrible mold. They need to redo it. But, you know, it's got some redeeming factors, some elements that I like. So there's that. You know, we got that. Fun fact, JCC2224, one of his very first PO boxes, or not very first, but one of the early ones was from me before I really did a lot of YouTube. And you can tell it's mine because there is a Clone Wars clone, a Phase 1 Clone Wars clone, painted all black with a silver chrome visor and the crest cut off. And that was one of my very earliest customs. I did that when I was probably like maybe 12 or 10 even. Like I was pretty young when I did that. And I sent it to him a couple years ago, just before starting this channel. So if you go back through all the P.O. boxes, there's one where that box has a Phase 1 clone, painted black with a chrome visor and no crest. That's one that I made. So anyways, yeah, we got both the guys, both of them, the Shadow guys. This one is an officer. He has a name, and I don't remember what his name is. Commander Stealth Scout. That's what we're going to call him. And he has a removable helmet, which I think is absolutely amazing. You know, the face is what faces looked like before face printing, so it's pretty standard, nothing really thrilling there, but still really cool, and such a unique design. I mean, I know it's just it's the same as that, just with a removable helmet, but the strap and the little red markings there, yeah, his name could be Baldy. This is Commander Baldy of the Shadow Battalion. We'll call him that for now. He, of course, does have a Legends name, but I for the life of me can't remember. And plus, I never read that comic, so I guess it's fair that I don't remember his name. Very non-memorable. And some more bases. I'm going to pull this off screen really quick just to see that I got everything. A couple more bases. You can never have too many bases, you know? Like, for the displays and stuff, I know some people just do freestanding displays, but I'm too afraid that they'll fall over. So I use bases for all of my 3 3/4 inch displays. And there is one final figure in this box that I have to showcase, because when I got it, I was truly excited. I got a Phase 2 Clone Wars Clone Trooper. That is a first, and I still am. I am so excited to have one of these, and yeah, I mean, one of many. I'll hopefully have multiple of these later on, because I would love to do customs of these. But finally having one in hand, it's truly the perfect Clone Wars Phase 2 sculpt. I wish they made more of these. I mean, I know they did a lot of, you know, they released this in the main line, so it was pretty easy back in the day to get these. But nowadays you can't really find them for a good price. And I got this one for a fair price, I would say. And yeah, I wish I could get 100 of these, because it's the best Phase 2 sculpt that we could have ever asked for. It looks like they pulled this off of the screen. And yes, the articulation is a little bit limited. Doesn't have a abdominal joint where he can go forward or back. And, you know, single jointed elbows, things like that. But it still looks really nice. And I think that they did a perfect job here, even with some of the limitations like no ankles. They did a perfect job of blending the animation style with proper articulation. So yeah, I'm going to need about 300 of these, and given today's prices, that will not happen. But even having one in the collection, it really makes it's awesome. You know how it goes. Do I plan on making any black Sharpie customs? I don't really use Sharpie for customs anymore. It just doesn't stick as well as the paints that I have. So, you know, it's an evolution. I used to make Sharpie customs quite a bit on both Lego and 3 3/4 inch. I have since stopped doing that. In my opinion, the Phase 2 realistic one looks a little better than the animated, in my opinion. Yeah, that's totally fair. The old ones are still solid. Like, I still like the antenna mold. But in terms of animated figures, this is the best one. This is the best animated figure that I think they ever released. Even like Phase 1, Phase 2, all the animated figures they've ever released, this one is the best in my personal opinion. Figures overall, I would still say the antenna mold is still the best figure overall in terms of a clone trooper figure. This is the best animated one. That's the way I would qualify that. So yeah, and then on to our next haul. We have 3 hauls that we're going to try and dig through in hopefully an hour, because I am going to try and go live on Twitch after this and play some Fallout. So hopefully we can crank through this, but I'm just going to kind of condense these guys, because the second haul is pretty sizable. Okay, we're just going to move these guys off screen. It's not working. Well, that's a shame. You might be able to watch. I think you can actually watch Twitch without having a Twitch. You only need a Twitch if you want to comment or anything like that, but you can watch Twitch just by being on the website. So if you want to tag along, you can. I don't know if the link tree. Yeah, there's a link tree in my videos, and the Twitch account is linked there, so you can watch it through that if you feel inclined. This haul has not 1, but 2 of these Freeco speeders. Definitely not something I actually really wanted, but because they were in a lot, they came included. I will find a use for these. I've already thought of a couple customs that I might do with them, so they will be used for something. I don't necessarily need them, but again, when you buy a lot, sometimes you get crap that you don't really want or need. I'm going to try and see what was going on in chat here. What paint do I use? I typically use Tamiya paint, I think. I can find it at Hobby Lobby. You can find it on Amazon. There's many different places you can go for that. And then sometimes I just use Walmart acrylic, you know, the stuff you can buy in the arts and crafts aisle. Doesn't really matter. You can use whatever paint you need to. My best advice is just get good with thinning paint, letting it dry, doing layers, weathering. Practice those things because typically that type of expertise matters a lot more than the brand of paint. The brand of paint definitely can be nice and it can get better results the more high-priced paint you buy, but it doesn't mean everything. So yeah, keep that in mind, I guess. May have paid a bit too much for one of them, but I finally have a tech from Hasbro Pulse and Wrecker from an eBay seller coming in the mail probably next week. That's sweet. Yeah, you know, sometimes you got to pay a few dollars more to get it, but thankfully you hopefully didn't pay too much. I think Wrecker is a great figure. Tech is also a great figure. So yeah, you know, sometimes you gotta pay it, but I typically say just avoid all scalpers at any cost. Don't feed those money hungry people. Let's see. Krang51 Gaming, what was your question? Because if it was no for you, I would not. If it was not for me, I would be collecting Sideshow clones. I would not be collecting Sideshow clones. I see. Well, good. I'm glad you like those. I like Sideshow and Hot Toys as well. They're difficult to army build because of that price point. So I get a few, but not many. Thanks. I really want to make customs with one of my fake Lego clone troopers and want to fix his face and legs. Yeah, the fake Legos are super good for customs. I've done a few. I know I got some in the PO box from Emerald, which was awesome, and he used, I think, fake Lego bases for most of those. So yeah, starting it off, I got to dig into this second haul here. So I'm just going to try and walk through this quickly. We've got a vintage collection clone trooper, an early one, pre-face print. A standard super articulated phase 1 and a snow trooper of some ilk. I don't really know what he is from. Oh, I can just do this. I can pull up chat on my computer and then I can keep up with both. Big brain moments. We're going big brain here. For me, the highest markup I will pay for a figure is about $10 more than retail. That's fair. I think that's a reasonable thing to do. And let's see, here's a handful of things. There's a lot of weapons in this one. I'm not going to go over those, just push them off to the side because they're weapons, you know. We have a standard Phase 1 Clone Wars clone. This one with the later helmet. I don't know when they switched to this helmet over the earlier one, but I definitely prefer this one. I think it nailed the look of the Clone Wars animation style a little bit better. So really happy to have that. You know, it's a clone trooper. And then we have a gunner, a clone gunner. This one with either a painted or a swapped hand. I can't tell which. If it was swapped, it had to have been swapped with one of the ATTE clone troopers with the gray. But I don't know for sure. Either way, still cool. I'm not going to complain. Happy to have that. It's a cool clone trooper. And then we have tall boy, big brain himself, Ki-Adi-Mundi. In the Clone Wars style, which I'd never owned a Clone Wars Ki-Adi-Mundi before, so it's kind of cool to have this. He'll go well with my Commander Jet and my Geonosian Spec Ops clone troopers, so that's actually really nice to have that. Let's see. Speaking of scalpers, bruh, I'm never going to get a General Garrick or whatever his name is at this rate. Is that the guy from the Bad Batch, the one, or Admiral or whatever? If that's the case, just keep an eye out because Walmart will restock that. That helmet, in my opinion, doesn't really match the clone look in the animated series. I mean, some people prefer the smaller helmet, like this more style of helmet, and some people prefer that one. I think that one's a little bit better, just in my opinion. But then we got this. I don't know what this is. I don't remember what all is here. I got Power of the Force Obi-Wan, or Phantom Menace Obi-Wan, rather, not Power of the Force. That was like Power of the Jedi? I don't know. That one. And we got this guy, which is, I guess, he's got a mustache. So that's that's something. I don't know. I don't know this. I don't know what the base body is for this. It could be multiple different clones, I suppose. Like it could be Matchstick with a head swap. It could be Echo or Fives with a head swap. They made multiple Phase One plain bodies that could be that could have a removable helmet. So I don't know. Obviously, that's Cody's helmet, but he is just going to go into the fodder bin. I'll definitely have some custom that I can do of him. And then we have a 212th Phase 1, which is really sweet. I'm really glad that they actually made Legions in Phase 1, like Hasbro made these back in the day. I think this is the first one that I have. I don't think I have more than one. Another hand swap for some reason. He's got a white hand and an orange hand, and I don't know which is correct for this particular figure. I don't know if he came with orange hands or white hands. Either way, not a big deal. I can always swap those around. He's a little bit loosey-goosey. This lot in particular is definitely a played with lot versus some of them being more new. Like the last lot was more new, which is fine. I don't mind having some worn out figures because one, it means that they served their purpose. They're meant to be played with, you know. And two, I can customize them. If they're super beat up, I can usually save a couple parts off them or just fully revamp them. So like here we have I was gonna say an ARF, but an ARF Trooper body with a broken Clone Trooper pilot head. And those are both good for fodder. I can swap out the head for something, and I could use this pilot helmet for something else, I'm sure. That's no big deal. And we got a jetpack, which actually that's a Clone Wars jetpack, and I'm trying to think what that goes to, but maybe it's in here. We'll have to see. The only Bad Batch exclusives I want to get are the Imperial Officer with the mouse droid and the Imperial Crosshair. One of those is easier to find than the other. Yeah, that's fair. The only exclusive I was really bothered to get was the Shock Trooper Commander, and I've got a couple of those, so I'm happy. Oh, here we go. Okay, so we got we got this. This is a beat-up Snow Trooper, a beat-up Clone Wars Trooper. And then, oh, we got AOS Customs in the chat. He'll help sort this out. Jetpack goes on a Clone Wars Ayla Secura. Okay. So this doesn't go on this, potentially. This is a 327th Clone Trooper, and if you're wondering, they are a different shade of orange or yellow. So this is definitely the 327th clone. This is a 212th, and the jetpack definitely goes on there. So there must have been a battle pack or something. I can't remember all the different battle packs. I'm guessing there was a Clone Wars battle pack where it was like Ayla Secura, a 327th Jet Trooper, and they all had jetpacks, I guess. Either way, very, very cool. It's nice to have a 327th Clone Wars Trooper. You'll see why later in this video, or maybe sooner. Depends on how I'm just reaching into the box and pulling stuff out. But you'll see why that figure is very crucial. Well, yeah, I'm not sure about clones, but single-carded Ayla for sure came with a yellow jetpack. That is very interesting. I did not know that. That's not very lore accurate, but, you know, whatevs. Okay, so we got one of these clone troopers. I hate this mold. I hate this mold. I hate this mold. These guys, whenever I get them, I always just go and resell them because I've got the vintage collection mold. I don't need these guys. They're kind of derpy looking in my opinion. I never liked this mold before. I still don't. So yeah, you know, it's personal taste, personal preference. If I'm going to have stormtroopers, I want them all to be the beautiful vintage collection molds. So I pick and choose. Then we have Mace Windu in the Clone Wars style, a very nice figure with some soft goods and all that good stuff. Again, really nice figure. I don't want to go into a personal review of every single figure I get in this lot because that would take too long, but it's hard not to. It's hard not to talk about these each for at least a split second because these are really nice figures for the time and, you know, for the series that we were watching and everything. It was actually probably really awesome to be able to get this the same day as an episode released. You know, like these were released in such bulk. If you wanted one, you could find it as opposed to what you find in stores today. That's the unfortunate truth. Let's see what chat's saying here. I don't like their Phase 3 armor because it's worse than they changed their name to Stormtrooper. Yeah, that's fair. Not everybody likes it, though. It is cool that it was based on the concept art from Macquarie. The Rogue One mold is superior in every way. It just needs more repaints and reissues, maybe Sand Troopers. Yep, I'm 100% behind that. I would absolutely love to see the Vintage Collection release that Rogue One mold in the Sand Trooper. I'd love to see them do a like maybe a Space Trooper, something like that from Battlefront One, the new Battlefront One. I would also love to see them do a Jedha Patrol Trooper, which they might do since they're doing the Black Series Jedha Patrol Trooper. We'll have to see. Then we got another 41st Elite Stormtrooper, Clone Trooper. Why did I say Stormtrooper? I don't know. My mind is on Stormtroopers, I guess. But we have another Army builder here. This is one of my primary Army builds, the 41st Elite Landing Platform Troopers. I've got many of these already, so he will probably turn into fodder just because he's a little bit loose. His helmet is a little bit yellowed. He's a little worn out. I'll probably swap his pauldron and his comma onto another figure and make like a custom officer or something like that. So he's still cool. I still am glad to have it there as another one of my primary army builds. And, oh, I forgot we even got this. This might actually be the successor to the antenna mold clone trooper. Not entirely, because it's, you know, it's not perfect. But if they were to release a vintage collection clone trooper, I wish they had done it on this mold, which they did. I mean, early on, this was a vintage collection clone trooper. He has the Gelagrub trooper mold, so he has the outwards at the hips instead of just the standard swivels. But apart from that, he's basically like a antenna mold clone trooper or the super articulated clone trooper. And he also has a removable head or helmet. So yeah. Oh, thank you, AOS. VC15 is the number, Vintage Collection 15. So this is this is very early on for Vintage Collection, and it's definitely way better than this guy. And I don't know if this is the proper helmet for him. I'm guessing it is because it fits on him and it doesn't fit on him. But yeah, this is the better mold. If you're going to compare these two for Vintage Collection, both of these are Vintage Collection, technically speaking. This is the better mold. It's closer to a human body, first of all, and then also it's just closer to the antenna mold. And I think that this one is far superior in every single way. They even got the belt right. They even swapped the belt around from the antenna mold. And yeah, what can I say? I wish they would re-release this one. Give us this with as many repaints as humanly possible, and I would buy them all. I certainly would. Trying to think though, they definitely did a 212th. There we go. I'm pronouncing it right now. They definitely did this in the 212th. I can't remember if they did it in any other legions, but yeah, really underused this mold. I think they underestimated how much fans liked the antenna mold. I think. Catching up here, calling a clone a stormtrooper loads E11 with murderous intent. I'm so sorry. I will get it right next time, I swear. I was finally able to find Vintage Collection Echo today. That's awesome. That's a great figure. Commander Belai, hi, how's it going? I'm getting my first Marauder 118 figure, again because of you, so I could not have known if not for you. Hey, I'm happy to introduce you to new lines. I think Marauders Task Force is a fantastic line, especially for G.I. Joe fans, because they've done like some kind of like almost G.I. Joe figures, and they're also great for like World War II history buffs, you know? 212th and 327th, and I think one other unit. I'm wondering if they did a shock trooper in this mold, because I knew about the 212th, I knew about this one, and I knew about the 327th, even though 327th was not a vintage collection release. It was, you know, the Gelagrub pack-in. But still, they really, really need to bring that mold back. Please and thank you. Next up, we got another Stormtrooper in this horrendous mold. I hate it with a great passion. Just please stop. And then we have this guy. This is such a weird kit bash from Hasbro. This is the Hoth Scout Trooper. And they basically took the legs from... I had him out here. Yeah, they basically took the arms and legs from this guy and swapped them onto a Scout Trooper body and head. And it looks horrendous. The legs aren't bad, but this guy is super swole. I mean, just look at that. He's he's a buff trooper. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna catch these hands because this guy, his shoulders, he skipped leg day, but he definitely didn't skip arm day. It's a terrible mold. It's such a terrible mold. It's a cool concept. Like, I like the idea of a winterized scout trooper. I just do not like this mold, or rather this kit bash, because it's not even a unique mold. It's just a kit bash of different parts. It's it's horrendous. It is absolutely horrendous. So there's that. It will kill me. I never was able to get Black Series Arc Echo. Remember seeing him around 35 on Mercari, but wasn't able to order him because I was out of money. Yeah, that Black Series one was just hard for everyone to get. I was thankful to a friend because I have no local targets, but a friend hooked me up with that whole wave. So I have it, and I'm very grateful that I do. My guy, I don't know how you got so many clones, and sadly I thought I would rather have money clones because where I live, the only way to get clones is by going to scalpers and getting clones. So my advice with getting these now, since so many clone troopers aren't released, I get these in lots. The bigger the lot, you're going to pay more for a big lot, a couple $100 or something like that. But the bigger the lot, the more clones you're going to get for the less money. Most clones, if you buy one clone, like say you want to buy this 41st Elite Landing Platform Commander, you're going to pay probably about $20 on the low end, I would say right now on eBay or Mercari. He's about $20. So there's that. But if you buy them in a lot of figures, say you spend $200 on 20 figures, well, then you're getting each figure for roughly $10 each, which is a good deal. And getting this guy for $10 is great, So depending on which figures are in a lot and depending on how big the lot is, if you save up your money and get something like that, you're going to get more clones for your buck, if you will. So I know sometimes it's kind of tough, especially like you're saying, you say where I live, clones are $35. I guess if you live in another country, I can't really speak to that. I'm speaking more in terms of the US. I don't know what it's like in Europe or in like Mexico or anything like that. I know people around there people in other countries have a harder time finding certain figures just based on when they were released, because not every figure gets a proper released in other countries. It's like trying to find the Phase 2 Jet Trooper that was a European release in America. We have a hard time finding that figure. Back in the day, I'm sure Europeans were finding it everywhere. Maybe not, but I guess now is not a good time to say how much I paid for 38 Fifth Fleet clones. You and how much you've paid for figures can shut the heck up, AOS, because you've gotten some good deals. I mean, I have gotten some good deals too. Like, don't get me wrong. For instance, the first haul, I did not pay a lot for this figure compared to what he is on eBay. Again, it just, sometimes you find deals and sometimes you don't. And it doesn't come down to I have any secret source or anything like that. It just comes down to checking eBay, having friends in the community when they sell stuff. Sometimes you can pick it up from them. There's no like super secret source. There's no website where it's like, ooh, clones for $5 on the clone black market. It just, sometimes you find good deals. The more you look for deals, the more you're going to find, the more you're checking eBay and stuff like that. That's my only recommendation that I can really say. The Empire is much easier to collect for nowadays. The market for clone troopers is horde. I agree with that. You can find a lot of the vintage collection Rogue One stormtroopers pretty easily, especially the newer releases like the Shadow Trooper. Super easy to find. For the TVZ clone, I paid £20 and £40 for a lot of 4 others, including him. That's pretty fair. I think that's not too bad. I would say that's pretty reasonable. Though I don't know conversion from pounds to dollars or which clones or how complete, it's hard to say. Bro, it's actually a challenge to find any vintage collection stuff in my country. Like there's a ton of Black Series and Last Jedi 5 POA trash. That is unfortunate. I definitely could see that getting just kind of pawned off in other countries because it's so overstocked everywhere. Okay. Oh yeah. Oh, I forgot that there was. So this is one of the surprises from this lot. This is my second in like a week after posting that the top 10 figures I'm looking for in 2022. I now have 2 of these, and I never expected to get one. So I'm super excited. Again, I hope to army build these more or less so I can do customs, making various characters from like the 501st and the 212th. But having even two, I'm more than happy. I'm excited. I'm content even. Like if I never get another one of these, that's okay. If I get more, that'd be awesome. But I'm happy to have two. Like this is awesome. This is fantastic. I'm not going to customize these since they are like the only two I have. If I get three, like if I get another one, I would probably customize one of those. But with only two, I'm going to keep them. I'm going to keep them nice and fresh. These guys are going to be shinies forever, basically. So there's one in this haul that we got. I also got Commander Wolf, and I think this is like a variation because he's super heavily weathered. Like if you compare him to the Phase 2, you can see he's basically got gray armor. I don't know if this is a single carded release or a battle pack version of him, but I definitely know it's a variation. It's not a standard release. So that's cool. Maybe he's rare, maybe he's not. I don't know, but I haven't had a Phase 2 Clone Wars Wolf before. Happy to have that. Then we got a standard 327th Clone Trooper removable helmet with Jango Fett's head. That's not that's not the Tamora Morrison head. That's the Jango Fett head from the one with removable armor, I think. Anyways, not going to complain about that. Another trooper, very cool. Let's see. Your Black Series boss arrives tomorrow. That's sick. I have not checked the status of mine. I hope it's arriving soon. We got some more weapons. Toss those to the side. We have, I think this is like an ATTE gunner. I think. He's a little yellowed, like all of them. They all yellow on that middle torso piece. And then this one is the ATTE support crew, I think it's called. He's cast in like a gray plastic instead of the standard white. I don't know. I think this... I'm trying to think. This one came with the ATTE, if I'm not mistaken. Or it came in a battle pack. One of the two. He's got these unique shoulder markings, like a circle there and a V there. It's kind of cool. Like, it's neat that they made even plain white clone troopers unique in a way. They didn't just leave them all plain white. They gave them shoulder markings and little emblems. I don't know if that was concept art somewhere, but definitely cool of Hasbro to go out of their way to do that. Let's see. Bro, where I'm from... Excuse me. Bro, where I'm from, that wolf cost more than anything you could ever even imagine. That is super unfortunate. I'm sorry to hear that. I ordered a second Black Series boss to make him a custom Scorch if Hasbro doesn't make him. Yeah, I don't know. With how many people are complaining about that boss mold, I wonder if they're just going to give up and not make any more. I would love it if they would complete the squad because I think that's kind of crucial to making even one. If they make one, they got to make the rest. That's my take. But they might not because it's been kind of negatively received, I feel like. The clone on my right is, to me, the more correct Phase 1 clone animated. Yeah, that makes sense. I think something about the visor of this one is more accurate, but something about the overall shape, like the way that this one scoops up in the back and things like that, I think this one is the more accurate overall, but this one definitely has the more accurate visor shape. Both are great, though. I think they both are fantastic representations, and if you have both in your collection, I think they kind of mesh together. Like I don't think one stands out over the other if you have multiple different versions. And we also have, look, a little Lego clone gunner helmet in this lot. I wonder if the person thought that maybe this was some weird variant of a Hasbro helmet. Either way, that's still nice because I have Legos that could use that helmet. Actually, I think the clone with the V is for the turbo tank. Had it as a kid, and it came with the turret. Okay, so this might be the turbo tank support crew then. I don't know. But I think you're right. I think this is the ATTE clone. I think this is the turbo tank clone, given the markings. I could be wrong. Somebody will check Jedi Archives or Jedi Business, and you can let me know on that. Let's see. We got a bunch more weapons and another... Oh, this is definitely a fodder clone. Look how loose that helmet is. That's seen better days. And his joints are all loosey-goosey. He has a blue hand and a white hand. Yep, that's a fodder clone if I've ever seen one, but that's okay. I definitely can do something with that. I've basically given up trying to stand these guys up. I'm sorry. It's going to be a terrible, like this, there's my thumbnail. It'll be terrible. It gets so tricky on live streams trying to stand all these guys up. Yeah, I've seen loose legs, but I've never seen a head joint this loose before. I don't know if it's the helmet or if it's the head. Actually, we could test that. Let's test that with this guy, because this is a properly, properly gauged helmet there. Okay, so it's the helmet, because the helmet, yeah, the helmet's all loose. So either the helmet doesn't go to this body, or the helmet is just super worn out. Hard to say which one it is, but that's definitely the loosest clone trooper helmet I've ever seen. That's awesome. 2008 to 2013 were the glory days of clones. I agree 100%. I completely agree. Reminds me of when Buzz punched Woody in the first Toy Story movie. That's a good reference. I get that. Let's see. We got Chewbacca. We got another one of those turbo tank clones, and we have Commander Bly. Now, looking at him, Commander Bly has an orange hand, so that's curious. I don't know if that came off of this guy that has a white hand here and an orange hand here, or what. But yeah, that's curious. And then he's got a broken visor clip, which is unfortunate, but given how expensive this figure is and given how much I got him for, I'm happy. I got him for a really good price compared. I like online. He's super expensive, so I'm very grateful. Even with the wrong hand and with the broken visor, I'm not complaining one bit at all. And then he even has a unique head sculpt, which I think is fantastic. They gave him a Rex head with a repaint, and they gave him those little bandages on his cheeks. Never understood why those were there, but still, he's absolutely amazing, and he'll go very nicely with my 327th Clone Wars clone here with the jetpack. So now I actually have Bly and his trooper. Something, again, was not expecting to get anytime soon. In fact, for the most part, apart from the Phase 2 clone trooper in Clone Wars style, I'd pretty much given up on getting any of the rare Clone Wars figures because they're so dang expensive. The Riot Trooper, really high on my list, super hard to get for a good price. The ARC Troopers, they're all expensive, so I've given up on trying to find those. If they come up, then I will absolutely, okay, I'm stumbling over my words. If they come up as like a good deal, I will definitely get them. Like, don't get me wrong, I want the ARC Troopers. I've just given up on like actively hunting them because I don't think I'm going to find them for a good price. They've gotten so popular, especially after season 7. I just kind of gave up. Let's see. We need Vintage Collection, Bad Batch. 100% agree with that. Swap hands. Commander Bly needed more screen time in the Clone Wars. Yep, absolutely. Absolutely. One of my local thrift stores had Blitz and Colt for 80, I think. That's actually a good price. It's stupid that the thrift store is asking that since it's a free donation, but for 80 bucks for both of them, that's a super good deal, even if they're incomplete. So I would definitely jump on that if I were you, if they still have it. Let's see. Golden Pro, if you could sell me, I can't promise anything about selling anything here. Like, I don't want to go out on a limb and say, oh, I'll sell it to you. Because when I say I'll sell it to you, then other people will expect me to sell things. If I do, you'll see it on my stories and on Instagram. If you have an Instagram, you can see what I'm selling over there and hit me up. I'm not even, I'd be willing to, I might be willing to ship to another country, depending on how much of a hassle it would be with like customs and stuff. So yeah, if you see me selling stuff over on Instagram, you can shoot me a DM there. That's where I do all my sales posts. I wish Delta Squad had an arc in the Clone Wars. Same, bro. Absolutely same. I'm just going to move through some more things here. We got some more blasters. We got a rocket firing jetpack, which probably goes to him just as like a variation. They gave... That's actually... Hold on a second. That's actually really cool. they gave you both, presumably. If this is correct, I could be wrong, but it seems like they gave them both. One that shot the rocket and one that was actually accurately scaled, which is pretty sweet. I think they should have done that more often. Typically, they would just give you a stubby rocket to put in there and that didn't fire. But then we got Clone Wars Commander Cody, which is great as well. I didn't have this one yet, so he'll go with the Phase 1 212th, and then I'll have like a little mini build of those. I'm just gonna, you know what? There we go. We're just gonna do like a big dog pile here. That's all the more energy I have right now. I don't have the energy to keep trying to stand these guys up. So nice little clone trooper dog pile. They also had the Phase 1 Jesse and the speeder bike. Dude, I wish my thrift stores had that. Like you should definitely get those if they're a good price. Like they're not going to pop up at a thrift store every day. So, you know, might consider it. Might be worth it. We got some more blasters here. We have a painted Phase 1 helmet. That'll be a good custom fodder piece, as will that. We got a clone pilot, which is really sweet. Most of these Clone Wars figures, I'm not like super excited about. The biggest things from this haul were Commander Wolf, Commander Bly, and the Phase 2 Trooper here. These were the three in this haul that I was like, okay, it's worth it to get it for just these three. And then the rest of the figures were kind of like a bonus in my mind. Even cost-wise, they were kind of a bonus. My name on Instagram is Rustabout Collector, so if you follow me here, my name is the same on pretty much all platforms. So just to make it easy, you can check me out there. There's also there's a link tree in every single video, like a link in the description of every video. So if you click that, my Instagram is linked in one of those. I still don't really understand what thrift stores are, since I don't think there's something like that where I live. Thrift store is basically just a charity shop. So people donate stuff to the charity shops sell them, sell the product, usually at like a cheap price. You know, like all toys are, you know, 50 cents to $10. They're usually not super expensive. Clothes are usually priced like uniformly. So it's like all shirts are $2, all pants are $5, you know, stuff like that. And usually the charity shops are nonprofits, so the money that they make from the free donations typically go to a charity that helps other people, like poor houses or people in need, anything like that. So I really do like thrift stores. They can be really nice, but recently they've kind of caught wind that people go there to flip stuff, and so they've raised a lot of their prices to where the prices aren't even worth buying. Even if you bought it for yourself, the prices are too high. Not always, but like Goodwill has gotten stupid with their pricing, and Goodwill isn't even really a charity shop. So that's a whole rant for another video. I do not like Goodwill, and I think that their business practices are extremely shady. But yeah, anyways. I don't understand this recent fascination with making Black Series deluxe figures. No, I get that. I agree with that. Cobb Vanth is obviously everybody's like big one right now, and yeah, it does not feel like a deluxe figure at all. I'm just digging out. There's some weapons in the bottom of the box. I'm not going to bother showing them, but the last two figures from this haul are a early version of Luke Skywalker. This is not the vintage collection version. This is probably something like Saga Collection, Legacy Collection, something like that. Still a good pilot figure, not a bad one by any means, just not as detailed as the TVC version. And then we have, I guess there's three figures in this haul that really got me excited. This is the TVC like VC15 mold 212th Clone Trooper. So removable helmet, full articulation like the antenna mold, and then outwards at the hips, which is fantastic for this mold. If they ever re-released this mold in vintage collection, excuse me, I was burping there, pardon me. If they ever release this mold again in vintage collection, I would buy it out. Like, I would buy so many of these. This is the best vintage collection clone trooper that we've ever gotten, except for maybe the new ARC Trooper mold. The ARC Trooper mold is really, really good. This is definitely a close second to that. The Jesse Hot Toys looks good. Absolutely. I'm definitely going to buy that for sure. Jesse is one of my favorite clone troopers from the Clone Wars. Actually, I should take that back. Captain Keeley is my favorite, in terms of design and character arc, but for reoccurring characters, it's Jesse all the way. Keeley is what I would like to call a one episode wonder or a one arc wonder, because you only saw him for one story arc and then he died, similar to or Commander Trauma. All the one arc clone troopers have the best designs. Commander Trauma, Commander Thorn, Captain Keeley, those are my three favorite clone troopers in the Clone Wars. Like, absolutely, bar none, those are my favorites. We never got figures of them. I mean, we got Thorn, but it was a garbage mold. We never got figures of them, but they're my three favorites. But in terms of reoccurring characters, Jesse all the way. I love Jesse. And his ARC Trooper armor is super clean. Like, it just looks so nice. Yeah, so, you know, bro, Keeley died epically like Trauma. He literally ran to death. Yeah, Trauma died very heroically, but stupidly. Let's just put it that way. So, you know, it is sad, but he just has one of the best designs, you know? Well, no, that's true. Commander Phil is also one of the one arc wonders. He was in one story arc, The Lair of Grievous, and then he died. He had really cool armor, though they actually did technically make a figure of him because they did make a little galactic hero of him. So someday I will track down that because it's a cool figure, and it's the only character representation that we have of Phil, unfortunately. So yeah, that's a thing. And given Captain Keeley being my favorite clone trooper, yeah, there's going to be a clone trooper oddity coming very soon about Captain Keeley and a particular piece of merchandise that was made for Captain Keeley. It'll be coming out eventually. Right now, I'm dealing with the seller that sold it to me has not shipped it, and that's been very frustrating. I've been trying to deal with that and get it sorted out so that they actually will send it to me. But when it comes in, there will be a Clone Trooper Oddity episode that is solely based on Captain Keeley, and I am super excited for that. So be on the lookout for that eventually. I can't even say when it will be coming out, but it will be coming out eventually. Yeah, you know how it goes. Basically, there's one more haul here that we're going to take a look at. So I'm just cleaning off this whole platform because there is no more room. And in the meantime, you can listen to this beautiful serenade from Chewbacca. That's enough of that. Anyways, yeah, Keeley needs his own little like mini series where they show what he did before he died. Because like he was part of the Outer Rims battalion or Outer Rims Legion. I forget what it was called, but basically they had all of the worst missions basically. And that would be really interesting to see. Like, let's hear his story, what he did and all that, you know? I think in terms of design, I really love Stone, plus he was in one episode too. You're actually right. Stone is another really great one. He was another one arc wonder. Wasn't Keeley a part of the 87th Sentinel Corps? I don't think so. I think he was part of the 333rd or 301st. I can't remember. He was part of something like that. But yeah. So for this last haul, it's a goodie bag. It's one of those lovely thrift store goodie bags. It's going to be kind of tough to dig into it, but we're going to do it from behind the camera, unfortunately. That's the only way that I can really reach what's in here. But yeah, so starting it off, we have Han Solo in some Hoth gear. I don't know what... It's definitely not vintage collection. Well, maybe it's vintage collection. It's got a very nicely detailed coat, but I don't know what it's from. So there's that. That's pretty cool. I say way too much in the live streams because I just don't know how to talk very well. It's more the stream of thought. I'm distracted, and so I say a lot to catch up with my speech. The saddest clone death was the clone that punched the battle droid. Yeah, I feel that. That actually kind of made me sad when I was a kid. That guy and the clone that gets picked up by a super battle droid and then gets shot through the chest multiple times. That was in the Clone Wars. I think that was in the Clone Wars movie, actually. That was gruesome. So there's that guy from Power the Force. Oh, and then we have this wonderful, wonderful bottle topper, the Jar Jar Binks bottle topper. At least I'm pretty. Yeah, it's definitely a bottle topper. This is horrifying. I don't like it, and it's gonna just face away the whole entire time now. I got a controversial opinion. The 442nd is better than the Wolfpack. I mean, maybe, but we never saw the 442nd in action. So, I mean, maybe design-wise, you could argue design-wise it might be, but we never saw them in action, so we can't say that they're better on any other terms. Bobblehead Obi-Wan Kenobi. How amazing is that? This is what every kid wants in their Burger King Happy Meal, whatever. Bobblehead Obi-Wan. There we go. Bro, I make YouTube videos, and instead of saying, I say in my opinion, like I get annoyed at myself a lot of the time. Yeah, you know, it's one of those things, I forget what it's called, but mentally it's one of those things that people say to catch up with their speech. So they say it to kind of buy time, and you either say or like, or in other words, or, you know, there's all kinds of things that people say, and, you know, don't beat yourself up over it. It's nothing really bad. It can be something that you can work on, you know, like to improve your speech pattern. Your speech pattern. See, there you go again. I'm slipping up, but it's, you know, it's all good. You're doing good. It doesn't really matter. Anyone remember the Transformers Star Wars clones? Oh yeah, those are pretty fantastic. All the Star Wars Transformer crossovers are great figures. I think they're bad, but they're great in how bad they are. They're very meme worthy. So we got an AAT or AT trooper here, pilot. He's not gonna. Will you guys just please stand up? Please stand up. There we go. Then we got. Ew, this is horrifying. We got this guy, Darth Maul, but I don't know if that's maybe Phantom Menace, but still terrible and not good. I definitely prefer my vintage collection version. Then we have, I don't even know what this is. It's battery operated. Oh, it makes noise and it like shakes. Okay. I don't know. This is new to me. When was this made? 1996. Okay, so this was like a special edition toy, something that came out when the Star Wars special editions were re-released. Yeah, I don't know what to do with this. Probably just redonate it. Yeah, because that's cool, but there's nothing that I have a purpose for this. This is just a weird little quirky toy, I guess. That ship is older than me. Yeah, it's about as old as I am. Let's put it that way. So give it to JCC2224. You know, there's stuff that I do have a box that I save for him. Like when I buy lots like this, if I find some goofy stuff that I don't want or something that he might actually use practically, I will send it to him. But because he's been trying to thin out his collection of like junk and the stuff that he doesn't have a use for, I try not to send him too much memey stuff, and instead I try to send him stuff that's actually useful, you know, stuff that's actually less meme-worthy and more cool, you know. So there's that, and speaking of which, I might open up my P.O. box again sometime soon. But yeah, then we have Han Solo here, again, early like saga collection, something like that, limited articulation, swivel joints. If it was more articulated, I would probably keep it, but since it's not, I'll probably pass it on to somebody else. Then we have a really, really heavy BB-8. Like this is really heavy. This wouldn't be like a sideshow, would it? I can't imagine that this would be a sideshow in a thrift store, but this is really heavy, like really heavy. Extremely heavy. I can't stress how heavy this is, but I'm wondering if this is like a Hot Toys or something. Probably, yeah, you're probably right. Like it's probably just not. It's just a toy of some kind, but I can't think of what would have been made out of actual like die-cast metal. Anyways, it's cool. This might actually be something I keep on my desk. I don't really care too much for the sequels, but I did like the Force Awakens, and BB-8 is a cool character. This is a nice high quality version of it. Put it in a sock and boom, you have a weapon. You're actually right. Like if you use this as like a sock weapon, that would probably push you in prison. That's interesting. I would like to. I'll have to figure out what that's from. Oh, the Elite series. No, you're spot on. Thank you for answering that. That's probably the Elite series die-cast BB-8, even though it's kind of out of scale with. Well, no, they're 7 inches, so that would actually be in scale. I think you're right. Definitely right. Next up, we have this guy from The Power of the Force. I think. Ugh, ugh. That's a tetanus shot waiting to happen right there. This guy definitely came out in Power of the Force. I think it came with the Cloud Car, if I'm not mistaken, but ugh, very nasty. Very, very nasty. He's seen better days for sure. Speaking of speaking of the Transformer crossovers, there's this. This is one of those Transformer crossovers that happened. This is Han and Chewie, obviously, and it appears to be complete. Like, yeah, yeah. There we go. It's the Millennium Falcon. Oh boy, how exciting is that? It's missing a few pieces, maybe some of the panels, but this is notoriously one of the ones that's brittle. Like the plastic is super brittle. The fact that this isn't in like 17 pieces is amazing. It's only in 2 because this is like a deluxe one, I guess. Or wait, maybe Han's head is supposed to fold down. Hang on a second. Oh, I get it. Okay, I'm not a very Transformers savvy person. You put this like this, and then you cover up his face like that. So then it's the Millennium Falcon, guys, and it's super cool, and it's the Millennium Falcon. Look at that. Yeah, this would actually be a good candidate to maybe send to JCC 2224. He likes these more than I do, as meme-worthy things. So maybe I'll send this to him if there's enough pieces and it's not super broken. Unless he already has it. I'll have to check through some of his old videos and see if he already has that. If he doesn't, maybe I'll send that. Though that is freaking heavy, so that'll be super expensive mail-wise, but that's whatever. Best friend moment. Yeah, sure. You know what, JCC2224, if you watch this, are we best friends? Can you confirm that we are best friends? I don't know. Are we best friends? Did we just become best friends? This is a Force Link figure, I think. Or if not Force Link, since it doesn't have the little button on the bottom or like the symbol on the bottom, this is probably just a standard 5 POA pre-Force Link release. But still, the sculpt is really nice, and I will keep this. The Galaxy of Adventures line and the Mission Fleet, those are all fine and dandy, but if we need to have like a clearance line or like an economy line, the 5 POA is what they need to bring back, in all honesty. Excuse me again. Let's see. Clone Wars era beats all other eras. Changed my mind. I would disagree with you because I think Legacy Collection beats all of them because it had Comic Pack 83 with the Kashyyyk Troopers in it. Best line there ever was. And I'm not biased because I army build the Kashyyyk Troopers. It's shameful that you would even think that I was biased. Then at this point, how can you not be best friends? It's true. I mean, we've met in person once, and we have interacted on each other's videos. We obviously are YouTube internet best friends. Next, we have Ceremony Luke Skywalker. He's definitely seen better days. He's missing a hand, the wrong hand, not the hand that he gets chopped off in Empire Strikes Back. And yeah, cool figure. The chewy part of that Transformer is one of the one that's brittle because of the gold plastic. That makes sense. I did notice that inside there, so I'm wondering if it's if it's going to break on me just by looking at it, you know. Let's see. I'm just going to pull out the rest of the things from this bag. We're nearly to the bottom. And the two reasons that I bought this particular bag, I am saving for last. So you guys are just going to have to wait. Next up, we have a 501st Unleashed Trooper, missing his feet and the top of the barrel, so he's kind of useless. Sad day. Then we have two things that I'm actually really excited for. We have these little Astromech Droids. These are from like the Disney Build-A-Droid series, so they're very cheaply made. Like the plastic is very cheap. They're just recasts of the old Build-A-Droid line, just with a little bit less detail. But I like the colors on these guys. The green and like the white striping, it looks really sweet. So yeah, these are definitely cool to have in the collection. I love Astromech Droids. I don't like avidly collect them, but when I find a cool, unique one, I definitely pick it up because Astromechs are just so cool. There's so many different unique paint jobs on them, and I love to have a good variation of those. So we'll just stack those over there. Hit the Chewbacca button for some good luck, and then let's see what else we got. Wow, so epic, best thing ever. Ooh, yes, you're right. They're going to be called Green Boys from now on. There we go. The two Green Boys. And I think that there's actually a third. Like, I think this was part of a multi-pack, and there was 3 green Astromechs. The other one being, I think, like an R2-D2 dome. I could be wrong about that, but I think they released it that way. All right, I'm back. My Walmart Bad Batch Captain Rex arrived. That is awesome. That is the one I did not get because it sold out before I could order it. So good for you, though. That's awesome that you got it. Next up, we have this. I find it interesting that it's dated 8/16 and then it's dated for or priced for $2.99, and it's a Star Trek figure. How exciting! A Star Trek character, because I know Star Trek super well. So this guy is. This is Dr. Spock Picard, and he saved the universe in the year 2097 and a half. Man, it's super cool. It's super cool. I love having this guy. Super rare collectible piece here. You know, I just want to thank everyone that made this possible. Mainly my parents, and then also my dog. And what is he doing with his hand? Like, is he just waving at the aliens? Hello, yes. Hello, how are you? You a new alien? Good to meet you. Hello there. Yeah, anyways, I don't know a thing about Star Trek, so if I just insulted all the Trekkies, oh well. Then second to last, we have something that is kind of cool, I guess. I don't know. I don't really collect Black Series anymore, but we have Obi-Wan Kenobi. This is definitely an old one. Definitely an old, like, orange line, because that face ain't great. It's not bad. It's pretty good for old Black Series, but it's definitely been improved upon in recent years. So, yeah, that's cool. What year was this guy made? Let's see. It doesn't say. Interesting. It doesn't have a date stamped on it. It just has Hasbro and LFL. Interesting. Definitely an old one. Yes, a very old one. Old Obi-Wan Kenobi. Who's excited for the new Obi-Wan Kenobi series? I sure am. He dies in the end, I'm sure. Spoiler alert. Anyways, imagine in Bad Batch Season 2, Crosshair joins Delta Squad and Sev joins the Bad Batch. If they did that, which they definitely won't, that would be awesome. What the heck is this mismatched weird stuff? Bro, you got to watch the whole live stream to understand how cool this all is. It's really, really cool. Oh, I forgot. There's something here. Hey, hold on. I forgot that there was a little bit of a little baggie of little small things. We've got the little old. These are actually really old too, which I think is awesome. The old little micro machines, or rather the Starfleet characters. We have the Max Rebo characters. We have Lando, and we have Bosk or Bosch. I can't remember how you pronounce that name. Then we have Princess Leia in her costume, and then we have Sai Snoodles. Fun fact, in the Clone Wars, she kisses Zero the Hutt, and that is officially canon, and it's the most disturbing thing I've ever seen in my entire life. Anyways, and then we have this guy, this alien. He's cool. I actually really love these little Starfleet or whatever they are, Action Fleet characters. So that's super cool to have as well. What does it all smell like? James Fox podcast. I am blocking and reporting you forever. And let's see. I have a feeling in Ahsoka we are going to see Rex pass away. That's pretty likely, I think. Sly Snoodles, the best character in Return of the Jedi and Clone Wars. Absolutely. See, you're speaking facts there, man. I've recently picked up Saga Legends AAT Driver 2. That's freaking sweet. Hey, in the videos we did, the figures smelled weird. That's true, but these aren't bootlegs. These are legit. Okay, so we're going to wrap up this stream, and then we're going to go over to Twitch, and we're going to stream some Fallout. So if you want to watch that, there's there's the link tree in all of my videos and all that. But the final thing we have to reveal is something I'm super stoked about as well. Not even really a grail hunt, but just something that, like, when I saw it and I got a good price on it, I was really amazed. And that is Waxer and Boyle from the Clone Wars line. These guys are missing their helmets, to be fair, but that's okay. I am so happy to have these guys in the collection because they're super expensive now. These guys are pretty rare, and finding them with all this random crap for a good price was definitely exciting. It definitely goes nicely with the fact that I actually got Commander Cody in one of the other boxes from this same live stream. So now I have a proper 212th Clone Wars little mini Legion, and I can definitely replace their helmets pretty easily. I know they have unique helmets, but maybe I can swap them out with like a plain Phase 2 or Phase 1 and paint them up or whatever. You know, I can make it work. I'm not too bothered about that at all. Plus, they're way cooler to show off like without their helmets because they have unique head sculpts. They have, or not head sculpts, but they have the unique facial hair and stuff. So yeah, these guys are awesome. I'm super excited to have them. I've gotten, in this mail haul, this is like a mail haul of very rare figures because we got Waxer and we got Boyle. Admiral Snack Bars in the chat. How's it going, dude? I think you have a running theme of showing up right at the end of my live streams because we're about to wrap this one up, unfortunately. But you can hop over to Twitch and watch me play some Fallout New Vegas if you want after this. But yeah, so there's this and that, and then the I guess just to showcase the rare ones. Just to showcase the rare ones that we got in this haul. There we go. This is like the holy grail in my hands right now. I think there we go. New that's the new thumbnail right there. Boom, check it out. It was my birthday yesterday. Got some Clone Boyos. Hey, dude, that's sweet. Happy birthday, Admiral Snack Bar, and congrats on getting some epic clone troopers. We got some super epic ones in this as well. I'm very, very pleased with this haul, you know. Waxer's death still angers me to this day because I feel the only reason he was killed off is because he was a named trooper. Yeah, kind of. They needed something impactful to really make you angry about General Krell, you know. So you're right. You're right. Yeah, I don't make these haul videos to be like, oh, look what I have and you don't have. I definitely don't mean them that way. I know your comment wasn't implying that, but I don't mean them that way. I just like to showcase what's being added to the collection, and it's a fun way, especially with the live streams, just to kind of hang out and chat. So never are any of my haul videos like, ooh, look what I got and you don't have. They're more just like, hey, let's hang out, let's talk about collecting and, you know, that kind of thing. So if they ever do come off that way, somebody call me out, because I never want to be that kind of YouTuber. I never want to be like, you know, I'm better than you because I have this figure. You know, that's cringy. That's not what this channel is about in any way. So, and actually, no, there was one more thing. I completely forgot about this because I pulled this out of the box before, but this is a something. I think this is actually a Bluetooth speaker. Oh yeah, it's iHome. Okay, so it's like a Bluetooth speaker. The speaker is the engine back here, and the charging port is right there. I don't know if it works or not. But if it does, sweet. I have a Star Destroyer Bluetooth speaker. If it doesn't, I have a Star Destroyer. Yeah, so there's that as well. That's the very, very last piece of this haul. I'm just going to catch up on chat here, and then we're going to jump over to Twitch. So I'm going to end this live stream and then jump over there. Again, links down in the description to my link tree, and you can find Twitch through there. Or you can look up the Rusty Gamer Guy on Twitch, and that's my channel. But let's see. I got me 2 antenna mold clone troopers with battle damage and an antenna mold shock trooper, which is nice. Dude, that's awesome. Those are sweet troopers, especially the shock trooper. Oh no, I was joking. Don't worry. Yeah, I knew you were joking. I just wanted to clarify that for anybody else that might watch this down the road. They could have at least had Boyle with him reacting. I would have liked it if Boyle was in that episode. That would have definitely been more impactful. And I was kidding. Sorry. No, dude, you didn't worry me one bit. I caught on to what you were saying. I just wanted to clarify, I guess, my intentions behind making these types of videos, you know. But anyways, yeah, we're wrapping up the stream here. Like I said, I'm gonna be doing some live streaming with Fallout New Vegas. That's what I was trying to say. And yeah, this video will be uploaded as usual. So hopefully other people will see it in the future and enjoy it as well. But yeah, I hope you guys have a great night. If you don't tune into the live stream after, that's fine. Have a great night. And I'll catch you guys later in my next upload, in my next video.